Hello, traders and YouTubers. Welcome to TradePro Academy's YouTube channel. And in today's video, we're doing something slightly different here. What I'm going to be doing is not showing my face actually, but we are going to be looking at the screen really intensively because I'm going to show you guys an amazing strategy for futures trading with order flow and volume profile. These are the two most basic and simplistic tools that you can use, and only these two, to actually trade the futures markets effectively. And this is what we've been preaching for a very long time. So in today's video, what I'm going to show you guys is how to find massive inflection points with order flow and a volume profile where you can actually take a counter trend trade against the market's current direction, which is also called a fade. How to find a high probability fade with the depth of market and a volume profile. We're going to combine those two together, and I'm going to show you exactly what we do on a daily basis at TradePro Academy. So come check that out. And let's jump right into this intro before we get going. If you're ready for this, hit that like button, drop a comment down below. How do you trade futures? Do you use a volume profile? Do you use a DOM? And let's get right into it. So before we get into the actual DOM trading video and we take a look at the DOM, all I'm going to be showing you guys is the DOM in that video. Now, to get an overall understanding and glimpse of what we're looking at right now, we have to take a wider view of the volume profile. So this trade was taken on February 10th, and all this was in our room. You guys can go check that out as well. We do have a 7-day money back guarantee if you don't like what you see in the futures room. But we are looking at trading view right now because we have to have a general concept of what's going on. The most recent price action that you can see is on February 6th. So we're assuming that February 10th doesn't even exist because I need to find the levels that I'm interested in. So what I like to do here on trading view in itself, right? You can do this on Sierra charts as well. I do use Sierra charts, some more complex charts, but to keep this very simple, what I'm looking for is large distribution blocks that kind of drop off, right? These are what we call ledges. We have a lot of videos on that based on the volume profile. The ledge is an extreme of an area that encompasses and encloses the volume profile distribution block. So this was what we would call a larger distribution, and the ledge where the high volume drops off into low volume, as you can see right here, is what we call a ledge. These are extremes. These are areas where we can get comfortable taking fades off of, right, with a smaller risk, right, smaller stop, to anticipate a turn into the market because markets would like to realistically stay in balance. And we call this distribution of balance. Now, should price escape, right, the next ledges and distribution blocks are going to be seen as those large resistances. So if we take a look at this, right, you can see we've escaped this 94 and we have another ledge that creeps up right around here, which is this 99 region that sticks out like a sore thumb other than the 410504 region, right? So I'm looking at this, and price has already gone through that 94. It was an area that I was interested in. And I'm looking at this and thinking, well, around 4,100 realistically, I think there should be some kind of resistance factor based on where this market's inflection point is. Ideally, we can come back into that low 90, right? If we zoom out a little more even and we get a little more data here, let's take a look at this. We'll probably be able to see a little more of the volume profile, right? And you can see where this larger ledge lies. So this larger ledge is around 4,100, right? Somewhere in that region. You can see it here, right? Other than this like 96. So 96 to about 4,100, right? A 4-point area is the area that I'd like to consider these guys to fade off of. So I'm looking at that and I'm thinking these are the areas where we should probably see a market rejection. So if we take a look at what happened on February 10th, before we look at this DOM a little more, we can get a better understanding of what's going on. So when we look at these distribution blocks on an individual basis, you can see there was a large distribution here over the last few days into early February. You can see right here, and you can see the display of the volume profile, right? If we zoom out a little more, we get a little more information. Now, the display of the volume profile, we drop off pretty cleanly in and around that like 10 region down to about 06. Now, if we look exactly where the top of this individual distribution is, because this right here is February 10th, right? We have a little data before that. The top of this distribution block sits right around 4,100. So this is also the prior low that made a massive move to the upside. So the fact that we broke it, these longs in this area with their stops below are getting their stops crushed. And these new sellers that came in at that stop hunt, they're going to want to defend the level. That's the logical aspect based on that behind the market movement. So I'm looking at this and I'm seeing that the ledge is in and around 4,100. So the 4,100 becomes an area of interest for us to actually look for the reversal of the trade. Because what had happened here on the 10th, if we zoom in a little more, on the 10th, let's see what we have here. On the 10th, the overnight profile, you can see where there was a larger distribution ledge at this top around 98. The bottom of that area was 92. You have another block right here at 86. I'm looking at this overnight profile and I'm trying to compare it to what's going on over here. So we get the open, right? Prices run up into some of these resistance points around 90. Okay, great. And then we get this strong run up here into the 99s where we have multiple tests, right? These tests, the first test you'll see as we start looking at this order flow aspect, the DOM, you're going to see some aggression on the sell side. So not only were we looking to potentially fade these areas or get long this 71, whatever the case was, we were also looking at this area and seeing that, okay, around 4,100, we know there's a large distribution block. That's where price should fail. If we can't fail the 92, you can see how 92 breaks aggressively. So I'm going to be looking at this area. There's multiple tests here, especially on a candlestick. You see that there is aggression on these wicks for the sell side, but you can see there's aggression on the sell side on these wicks. But what I'm going to show you is how we can locate this on the DOM and see with higher confidence where the sellers come in and how we can use order flow to take advantage of this. So where you use the volume profile to identify the general level, and now we're going to go over to the DOM. So let's take a look at what that looks like. So we'll see you guys there on that side of things. What's up, everyone? This is a video that I'd recorded one of the trades here from the 99 region, the 40, 99, where I saw some sellers coming in. So what's going on here, right? I'm trying to get a fill on 3 of these. What we saw was finally aggressively, there was a reoffer you can see at even 50, right? Even half. So for 41 even, or sorry, 4,100 half, right? That area. There was a decent reoffer and some stuck longs at the top. You can see 1,000 traded sell side there at that area. And then you got some stuck longs that traded 800 or so. But the 1,000 that traded sell side, that was a big push to the downside. And there was a bunch of reoffers that happened. So my thought process is stops above that level. I don't necessarily see them getting traded again. And I'm trying to get in on an entry that's like not too aggressive. But fairly conservative here, right? You can see it kind of teeters with my entry, and you'll see I'll get filled on one, and then the other two, I take them off originally, and here's the fill on that one. I'll take them off originally, and then what I'm going to do is I'll add them in. You'll see how that happens because I got filled on one and it started dropping towards my take profit, but didn't hit the take profit, so I was like, I still like this position. Anyways, what's going on right here? You saw the reoffer around that 98 3/4. There's very, very thin volume above that 99 area, and this is what I'm explaining right now. Big reoffer there. We had that 1,000 lot net seller. We have the ledge of the volume profile, which is coming into the target. The bottom of the ledge is the 92, which is also the distribution top of the most recent distribution. Another target would be somewhere around like 89. This is where the thin volume really, really starts. And you'll see it gets very thin until about like, I think it was like 85 or I don't know. When it scrolls down, we'll see. But that'd be the target on the move based on the volume profile where the volume actually rests. And you'll see, right, my current lot position that was on like the target, I have the target at 99. It moved my stop without it taking any profit, so I had to move that back. But based on the volume profile, right, like I'd expect to slip into like the low 90s from this move. Nothing too crazy, but decent move nonetheless. And we'll see it shape up. I think I could have gotten more on this, but I think my last lot was like at 83. What we're seeing right now is very little contracts traded on this DOM and at market, but every time you rebid, it just gets reoffered like that drop very aggressively. and the buy side is weak. The sell side is not too strong, but the buy side is even weaker than that. You just saw 100 try to rebid, which is the biggest number we've seen in a while here. They rebid like a few ticks. They're still holding it around that 93 region. And you can see another 100 try to buy like 94s. And then boom, sellers come in, they reoffer it down. Look at that. 3 levels or 4 levels of over 100. You can see when that 220 seller came in and just dropped the price. 200 seller, 280 seller right now. 300 seller goes offer to the downside. Your down ticks a little. 400 seller, right? 400 seller. This is where I took my other limits off because I'm like, okay, there's a pretty big seller here, but he's met with a buyer. So this is an area of support right around that 92, right? It's a huge area. It's a volume profile ledge. It's a distribution block. You can see how they fought about it. They reoffered, rebid. The rebid came in, and that was a reactive buy because it popped it, but it didn't pop super aggressive. You can see the sellers, they keep coming in with hundreds of orders, right? So if that was like a good buyer at that key support, it would have come back into that 99 very, very quickly. So you'll see it'll come back into that area. I'm not too pressed about this position, right? It is like, I should have taken it off and then re-entered because it was like 6 points to the good. It's kind of stupid on this part. It's one contract though, that's why. I was a baboon about this. You can see what's going on. 150 sell side, 170 sell side, trying to downtick here. I think around this point, they try to come back up into the top because they're getting sold. It's not really going down. And the buyers are super weak, which is one of the reasons why I'm still looking for the short in that same region. Because, yeah, okay, it gets up there, right? It gets up there on like 20, 30 buyers on each level. The only real buyers were like 400 right at that 92 region. But like it pops up, you can see, okay, 200 buyers. Now it pops up on 60 buyers, like another 100, like a big deal. Then it down ticks on that 100 buy side. So it's a really, really weak bid at this top. It's popping up on like 40, 20 buy side. Blue column in the middle, by the way, if you're not sure about what I'm talking about. And gets reoffered on less contract on the sell side, which is good, right? This is a bearish dom from this top at least. So I'm like, shit, I couldn't get in more contracts, right? But I think it presents me, I think it's soon. It does present me with a present. Presents the present. And you'll see 100 and whatever go bid, reoffer. That 135 goes bid, pops up a few ticks. $115, $120 sell side. And this is how to fade the market. Nothing's really happening right now. I want to skip this either because it's coming up at some point. Soon, I'd hope. Let's see. Okay, it's coming up right now. The rebid's like whatever. You got a couple hundred lots buying, like it's nothing crazy. Like 120 buys, 200 buys. Like 200 is trying to buy, getting stuck. Reoffered at 200 right there. 300 tried to buy. Reoffer 300, down ticks pretty aggressively, like a point. At this point, right, 200 goes sell side here, right? 130 is trying to buy, 200 sell side. Little uptick right there. Again, 300 buy side. 300 buy side. Can't go. 200 buy side. Both those get stuffed again. Reoffer on lesser contracts. Right, that's the reoffer. I'm writing it there. Reoffer. 146, 140, 300 tries to buy again at 98 3/4, down ticks really aggressively. At this point, you should be pretty confident that we're going to see another like move down to 92, which is the key support, right? It's failed long. Failed long at that level. You accumulated 1,600, then above that another 1,000, right? 2,600 accumulated buy side gets stuck at 99. Then I move my first target to 93. Because that is a decent ledge where there's a lot of contracts and volume traded, so that looks like a good area to me. You're still getting a nice reoffer here. 187 is going sell side, 250, 300 almost. Sell side with 200 buyers just goes reoffer, drops it, bearish dom. It's just a matter of time. Boom, filled. Happy. So there's another 217 goes reoffer right at that area. This is an area of fight though. You have to get under the 92 for this thing to actually open up the floodgates to the downside. You can see how thin the volume is, right? You drop under 92, volume super thin to 86. That's exactly what I'm basing out here, writing out. This is a key support box. The volume should take us to 86 fairly quickly. That becomes the next target area. It's about like a 13-point move from the entry. And then the last lot, I could have taken it at 80. I think that's the bottom of the distribution, but I felt like 83. I was like, whatever. Give me out. So what I'm going to do is actually fast forward this just. So it was just a little sped up blip, but look, right now we dropped under the 92. It reoffered very nicely under the 92. They're holding it down tick, stronger reoffers, right? This is a good move because now that flips into resistance and you have a lot of sellers and offers that traded under 92, broke the 92. And what we're trying to see right now, this reoffer, you can see 200, 300 coming in. They down tick each time around. Look, another 200 tries to buy, 160 tries to buy, right? Not bad, but they're coming back into the resistance. You have to see the reoffer. Boom, there it goes again. And now I'm trying to trail based on where that ledge is on the profile. So again, reoffer, rebid, 300 buys, 200 comes in, slams it down again. New resistance. Yeah, that's how you spell resistance. Yep. Just waiting. Nice reoffer, down tick. Not the best of volume for the sellers, though they come again. Larger sell side, 120 goes sell side there. They're going to have to get this going quicker, right, from that 92. That 92 is a little pesky here. 125, 175. Sell side, you saw that. Let's see. Again, the fight at the area at this 90, high 80s. 178 goes reoffer. They can't down tick it necessarily. I'm thinking, you know what? Hide behind this ledge right here. 130 reoffer. There it goes. Okay, 130, 144 reoffer. 129 gets stuck. You get a long that just gets reoffered down ticked right there. 150 goes sell side. Like this should trade the 86s so that we have that take profit at and bounce probably somewhere there short term because it is the start of a current session ledge. You have 200 that reoffers there. There you go. It fills. So look at that. 200 reoffers, upticks on a bid naturally. You have the ledge of the volume profiles, drop the take profit down a little, secure some of those profits. We're at the ledge where the low volume comes into a high volume distribution block on the volume profile. So it should be an area at 94 where they hold it out, right? You're securing almost like 5 points when you pull it down there anyway. So it's either take it off here at 10 points, risk the 5 points for another like 4 points to the downside. So it could have been more, honestly. I think I got a little conservative with the take profit. This is support level again, right at that 86 region. Then we have the resistance that I'm mapping out right now. But you can see that it's reoffering. You have like 110 or so, like 117, blah blah blah. Yeah, we're hiding. That's what I wrote there. Let's just fast forward this a little again. Okay, so we're back at normal speed here. You saw it just like whipsawing around. There was still decent reoffers. Here, it's a pretty weak bid. I think I'm going to write that down. Pretty weak bid. You can see just like they're trying. They had smaller double contracts before. They tried a triple contract, got re-offered a little there. Even if it goes up on a weak bid, they just slam it back down. You can see like 100 sell side. I don't know what that's supposed to say. Let's see. It's probably a block. I don't know what I wrote there. I think I rewrite it. It's a block, right? It's a support block because it's like a little belly of distribution. So it's going to be interesting for price to get through that. They're reoffering here, but they need more. Need more sell side. And it's starting here. There you go. Big reoffer right there. 300 go sell side. Massive reoffer. We are happy about that. They got a down ticket though from here, right? Because it's a good support. Need the down tick from that region. You need more sellers just pumping this, and down ticking and not getting stuck short at this vital area. I honestly thought I moved that stop a little more after I saw that. Memory is not serving me correctly. You can see right here, like they rebid it. They tried to reoffer, they rebid right at that resistance block before we get into the new distribution to the downside under 85. Not the best action for the Burrs. The position's up like 13 points on a one contract, so it's still decent. Open Twitter there for a second. They're trying to hold this bid. 86s. Nice. Okay, so you saw that 276 goes rebid right there. They just drop it. They hit some offers and they down tick it. That is a spell for a little more downside movement. You can see I moved the stop down to secure about like 6, almost 7 points minimum on this trade. I don't want to give more up necessarily. Tightening the stop, whatever happens type scenario here. But they're kind of holding out, they're fighting, but sellers are still strong. Every time a big sell comes in, they down tick it, they reoffer it, it's holding out. Every time a big buyer gets in, they pump it by like a few points, not even a few points, like a few ticks, then they get stuffed. It becomes a big barrier. Needs reoffer. Under. I could barely read that and I wrote it. You're seeing them try to reoffer this with larger contracts. They're not doing the best of jobs right now, but the way that they keep reacting with like big sells on the downtick and the way they move them is really good for the sellers. You can see right there, 200 stacked on 2 levels, so 400 and something net total. They downtick it there. Another 180 go offer, 200 go offer right there. Slight little uptick, not the best, but they're holding out. They're selling more. 250 sell side, 187 tries to buy, 300 sell side. Nice downtick, another 200 sold. This should be it. They have to take it out, otherwise this is a position where you just like tighten the stop even more aggressively, and like whatever happens happens at this point. That's why I was like, if I get 83, that's great. It's almost 84 actually. If I get the 83s, that's great because the way that this is reacting, and then all of a sudden they just open the floodgates. And I'm like, all right, well there it goes. And you can see they just flushed this. Massive sellers just come in, and I'm like, oh okay, well it was just a bit too soon to get out of that, but that's okay. You can see big sellers, they continue coming in, and that's that. So I hope you enjoyed yet another one of these videos. So I hope everyone enjoyed that video, enjoyed the DOM, and understood exactly my thought process on where the sellers were coming in and how I was looking at the DOM to find that counter trend move in the face of a strong run to the upside. So it's very imperative that you look at the volume profile to understand where those key ledges and inflection points are so you can get those larger potential moves. Now, yes, we cut it a little too soon. However, the bulk of the move was caught on this downside. So if you guys enjoyed that video, drop a comment, drop a like, and hit that subscribe button. Let me know in the comment section, how did you find this video in terms of the explanation of the DOM? Do you do something similar? Are you new to the DOM and the volume profile? If so, come check us out at TRADEPROacademy.com. Check out the futures course. That is very DOM and volume profile intensive, where we teach exactly how we do this. And don't forget, join our room where we talk about trade ideas just like this one. So I hope to see you guys there, and catch us in the next video. Comment down below what else you want to see from us.